Hello and good morning. This is Julie Silver Stitches here on FlossTube and on Instagram. I'd like to welcome you to my cross stitch update for the week. It is 9:41 currently on June 22nd, 2026. And here we are for my weekly cross stitch update. I'm pretty sure I already said that, but this is Skitters and that is Simon. So they're playing together this morning. I think Charlotte is somewhere else, so you might see her as well, but who knows. Alright, so let's start out with, I worked on 8 different projects. And let's find out how many stitches I did for my digital charts. 824 on only my digital charts. So I had 3 charts that were non-digital, so, and 4 charts that were digital. So 824 so far. I did not track my paper charts because that just takes too much effort some days. So the first one up is Vintage Christmas by Stitch is So Beautiful. I did show this at my recap from what I'm going to stitch when I filmed on Tuesday, but this is where we're at if you missed that episode. So I added 100 stitches into this, I think. Of course, no, I didn't even add the amount of stitches I did. Oh, bananas. But I'm pretty sure it was 100. So that is 924 stitches onto this one. Can't give you any more details because apparently I did not. So now we're at 300 stitches. So I would have 29,262 stitches left to go. Yes. I am planning on rounding so to the closest 1,000. So the next time this comes out, whenever that'll be, I will update all those things and try and get to the closest 1,000. But that was day 1. I was going to go back if I had time, and in theory I did have time, but it didn't occur to me till this morning that I was going to stitch all of these things until I was able to round off. But next one up is a paper chart. This is Butterflies. It is by Loops and Threads. I'm working in on this middle butterfly here. And I worked on it for 1 hour because that's what I'm doing for my paper charts, except for one, and that's where we got to. So before this, I don't think I took a picture, but it was the black. There was a little bit of the just know that the whole wing is now filled in. It used to be not like that. It used to, I'll see if I can go back to the other video and take a picture to see. Anyways, but yes, good. Hooray! Lots of stitches, lots of color changes, lots of. Oh, I didn't realize that went there. It was a whole thing that day. Anyway, that was day 1 of the trailer. I pulled this out and I was like, let's just do it. Let's just put 1 hour into all of these different whips that are paper charts, and you'll be very excited to know that in a few things I ended up working on something that I didn't think I was going to. So next one up is a digital chart. This is Mini Sunflower Cottage by Donna Gelsinger. I ended up putting in 255 stitches, and that leaves me at 5,355 completed at 9.50%, at 51,000 stitches completed. So this gets to move into my stitch to 1,000 rotation. I will talk about all my different rotation plans when I get into plans, but I mostly filled in the crook of the basket, the treehouse, the staff that goes, I don't know what that is. Anyways, and then carried on, and I'm almost at the end, but not quite. So I have this much fabric left, and I will make it because there's only, I don't know how many blocks left, but not very many. Maybe 1.5 in all reality. We're almost across the top, so that will be exciting. And as you can see, I have far more fabric than I need for this piece, I hope, because yes, this is a lot of fabric. Once they are off the once they have been worked on, they come off the wheel. So until my wheel is complete, they'll come back later. Next up is Mini Celestial Forest Hills Landscape. This is by Artisy, and it is I put in 120 stitches, bringing it to 425 at 0.84%. So I started in the middle, brought it all the way up, and now I'm working in the top left corner. And this is 50,200 stitches remaining to go. So I have 200 left to go to get to my even 1,000. That will happen when it happens. Alright, next up is Beginner Seashell by Kayomi Hirai. I ended up putting in 300 stitches here, and what I did was I finished the row that I told you about I was going to finish, because I felt like that was just a good ending point for this rotation. And I did start on a few stitches down here, so we'll do this in 2 parts. So I finished the row, so I guess that's her tail, it's coming in. And then I worked down here and finished off this 10 by 10 block and started in on the next, I don't know what I did. Anyways, to get it up to 300 stitches. There are still 398 left to get to the even 1,000. And my new total is 17,900. So that's exciting. And I really don't know what I'm doing. I'm just trying to fold this and it's not working. Okay, so up next is the thing that I thought I was not going to get to because I thought I had no interest. This was seasonal wordplay. This, not this chart, but it's this chart back here. It is called Winter Frosty Snow Day. Is that what it's called? Yes. And then okay, so are you ready for this? This is disastrous. Okay, so not disastrous, it's fine. Okay, so what I ended up doing is never folding it differently ever for its entire life. Okay, so I finished off, so I had the S and I had a little bit of the N. I finished off mittens. Look at that M. Oh my god. I don't know what I was doing. I was just like, I just need this word done. I did part of this because this is not completely there. I did ice and I started on his little hand. So, yeah, so if I don't know what this reflection light, I guess it's from the sun. Anyways, I finished off mittens. I did this little emblem here. I did ice and I started on his hands. Oh my god, it's gonna be long. It's a long process. I am not proficient at French knots at all. 0%. Anyways, that's going away until the next time. This week's theme, coincidentally, was holidays. Vacation, holidays, same word to me in my world. So the last thing that I ended up spinning for was from this magazine. It is Positive Hanging, and at the trailer this weekend I was reading all about Diane. Okay, she has a little write-up in the book in the spotlight piece, and look at that. Down here, I've been tripping over it the entire time I've been stitching on it. She gives all of her different links. So she's got Green Ginger Designs on Etsy. That's the one I always completely forget. She is on Facebook as Diane Mache Cross Stitch. She has also a stocking page that you can get just personalized stockings from or something. At DianeMacheStitches.etsy.com. So, you know, she's out there. Anyways, let's show you the piece before I decide to continue. This is, in here, it's called Positive Hanging. See the value of a moment before it becomes a memory. Guess what? So close. I'm so close to finishing this. So close. Okay, so last time you saw this, I was working on memory. But look what I've gotten accomplished. So I filled in it becomes. I filled in MORY. So now all I really have to do, if I choose to, I have all of these little yellow dots that this bird has. Do you see the dots? I have little yellow dots over here, and I just have the border at the bottom. That's it. Border at the bottom, yellow dots if I want. The back stitching for It Becomes is done, but look at this. Look at my attempt at the, it's right here. The rest of the back stitching is fine, but that I just, no. That French knot turned into just like an X of some kind. Anyways, that's what I do. So a closer up image of what I got done this week. So I finished off memory, which was enough stitching to begin with. Didn't count the stitches, but hundreds of stitches went into this. I did spend a few days on this because why? Because I ran out of things to stitch at the trailer. Okay, that's a lie. I didn't run out of things. I just had all my goals met, and this I knew needed to be done as soon as possible. Still, she's not moving in until who knows when, but I just wanted it finished. So that's that. Okay, so the last thing that I worked on this week, number 8 out of 7 projects, was Autumn Fairies. Autumn Fairies is my closest to a finish. It's at 72.97% now. And there are 5,000 stitches remaining. So, 5,000. There are 5,000 stitches left. Hooray! I ended up putting in 149 stitches to get it to the even 1,000. And so this will go on my Stitch to 1,000 rotation piece wheel. Anyway, but this is already done, so I'll block it off. There are 2 more. There are 2 more that can get to the Stitch to 1,000 goal. That is Sunflower Cottage, which is now at 51,000 stitches left, and the White Mandala 3, which is at 7,000 stitches left. So here's the plan going forward. If it gets called to work on and I don't end up stitching on it, if it gets called to work on and I don't fulfill the 5,000 or the 1,000 stitches, it'll just go back onto the regular wheel of you need to complete X amount of stitches. If I do, then it'll stay there. And hopefully within a few weeks I'll have more than just 3 pieces to rotate through. If you don't get it, I get it. It's absolutely fine. Okay, so what we're gonna do now is I just watched Jen's latest FlossTube from Thursday. Yeah, and the theme is transportation. We're gonna see how this goes. Okay, so I have wheels set and made. So let's go to my wheels. What I'm going to do is I'm going to pick 3 digital charts and 3 paper charts. Why does this look all puffy? Any ideas? I know I'm exhausted, but honest to goodness. Okay, paper whips. I have the 3 knocked out. I have the 3 marked out from last week because I finished all of those. So I'm going to, if you want to see this board is fun. I have all those check marks. Look. Okay, so I'm going to erase that board with the eraser that's way over there. So I guess what are we thinking, considers? What do you think I should do? Pause and go get that eraser? I think so too. Hold on. Okay, paused. Went to go get the eraser because this eraser is already, it's already been chewed up. This eraser, still absolutely 100% perfect. I don't want to use it. Okay. Alright, so we are going to spin the wheel for the paper whips. Let's see what we have. There is sound. And I know it's super bright, but Beacon at Rocky Point, that doesn't show up very long, does it? Okay, Beacon at Rocky Point. Oh, good. Okay, let's find out. Beacon. That should be fun. I haven't worked on that in about a few years. Alright. Next. Tired Trio. Okay. We can try and figure it out. And then my third one. A is for Apple. I'm pretty sure there is some form of transportation in that one. And I also have not worked on that in a long time. A is for. Okay, and then let's switch over to my digital whips. We're going to choose 3 of those as well. So, like I said, there's already 3 blocked off. Sad Fairy. She's on a swing. Maybe. Why does this one pop up and... So this one stays there. This stayed there. And the other ones didn't. Weird. Anyways, this is what it is. Sad Fairy. So the paper charts, the goal is 1 hour. The digital charts, the goal is either Snow Leopard. Okay. This will be interesting to see how Snow... See how I can try and manipulate all these things to be transportation. Huh. Okay. Oh, plus Sad Fairy. She can walk. Okay. Last one. That is really bright. Steampunk Portal. Well, the portal is on a ship. Okay, so Steampunk. Okay, and then we are going to stitch for the closest 1,000. I mean, the closest get to the 1,000, stitch the 1,000 rotation. I am going to mark off Autumn Fairies, so the only options are right now White Mandala 3 and Sunflower Cottage. We worked on Sunflower Cottage last week, so we'll see what happens. Okay, White Mandala 3. Okay, I'm gonna go get all of those projects and be right back. Okay, so I got all of the projects. So here we go. So, beacon at Rocky Point, purchased a long time ago in 2015. Okay, this is a very messy back of random threads. Apparently, park in the back is what I was doing. Okay, so here we are. Ta-da! This is where we're at. The goal for this is 1 hour. Let's see if I can do it. The theme to connect it with transportation is the fact that it's a lighthouse and boats need lighthouses in order to get across the seas. 1 for 1. All right. Next up is Tired Trio. This might be a little bit more difficult, but not really. Sloths, even though they are super slow, they can walk, and walking is a type of transportation. It is being done on a, let's go back. Beacon at Rocky Point is being done on a 16 count piece, I think. 18 count piece of white Ada that is all chart, all kit, whatever. This one is a 28 count piece of Lugana in ivory. And this is where we're at. So the goal, again, is 100 stitches. I mean, not 100 stitches. 1 hour. So I'll see about getting their faces filled in. Any of the other peripheral. I think I'm pretty much done. I think done from like here on up, reality. But that's where we're at. So not too much further left to go down before I get to the edge of the bottom, I mean. Alright, the last one for the paper charts is A is for Apple. This is by Sharon Pope. What is this doing? Okay, Sharon Pope. And Sharon Pope, is it Sharon Pope or is it Alma Lynn Hayden? I'm pretty sure it's Alma Lynn Hayden. Open this. Okay. Okay. Anyway, it comes from this book. Also as old as time. Okay, so I'll show you the chart, and I'm pretty sure it is Alma Lynn Hayden. Oh, bananas. Sharon Pope. Not sure if you can get it anywhere else, but this is in this book. A to Z Alphabets by Hirschner's and Leisure Arts. Okay, so 1 hour is on this, and so far, I will show you the picture again, but here we go. Nothing here says transportation to me, but we'll see. I'm pretty sure. I am pretty sure that there is Alright, there are lots of things that walk in here though, but no. There are no actual vehicles. Interesting. Anyway, so there are goats and a fairy. There's a queen and a puppy. There are rabbits. So all of these things travel. Zebras, octopi, like octopus. So lots of things that travel, but nothing that actually is motorized, but that's okay. They all move by themselves, and that's what transportation is. Okay, so, again, this is where I was at. Why am I unfolding this all again? Anyways, this is on I feel like this is 16 or 14 count, like a titanium or a, what's the other word, platinum or a something. Not white. Alright, that's that. This is where it gets a little bit more tricky. So Sad Fairy is easy because she is a fairy and she is sitting on a swing, and I guess in theory a swing is a mode of transportation, and she is able to walk. So this is where we're at for Sad Fairy. I'll give you some details when I turn my tablet on again because it fell asleep. Hello. There we go. Da, 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 da. Slow on the intake. Okay. 17 years later. Okay, Sad Fairy. Sad Fairy is by Elena Lazareva. It is Heaven and Earth design, and it is currently at 6,200 stitches. There are 6,200 stitches. Charlotte. At 3.28% out of 189,000. So there are 182,800 left. So in all reality, if I can do it, my goal is 800 stitches, but that's not happening. So maybe 300 stitches? We'll see what the day for this project holds. I'm not sure. Alright, so Snow Leopard is the next one. Leopards can walk. Actually, this is not as bad as it is. So, this is Snow Leopard. It's by Artisy. And Snow Leopard, let's find out. Snow Leopard is by Artisy. This is the mini. I am at 2,000 stitches. So, ignore this in the middle. That was from another project. I don't know. I have to rip it out. So, 2,000 stitches completed out of 28,260. So there are 26,260 left. So my goal for this will be 260, just to get it rounded down to the closest 1,000 left remaining. Next up is Steampunk Portal. Why is she so crying? Okay, Steampunk Portal is the 2025 Heaven and Earth design stitch along. It has 85,264 stitches. I have done 6,500 of them, and it is currently at 7.62%. There are 78,764 stitches left, so 764 is the total that I need to get to. That's probably not happening, so we'll try for 264 to get it down to 500. So, portals are on boats, are on steam, are on big boats, little boats. Alright, the last thing that I need to try and focus my attention on this week is, that's not true, I have one more, but that I spun for is White Mandala 3. This is by Magnolia Handcraft. It is a retired chart on Etsy, I think. And we are currently at 2,441 out of 9,441. So there are 7,000 stitches left. So my goal for this week is to get 1,000 stitches done. If I do, then it'll stay on that wheel. If I don't, then it'll go back onto the regular digital wheel. And Charlotte is really trying to wake up James. Can't tell you why. Anyway, but here we are. This is 2,441 stitches done at 25.86%. So, quarter of the way through, which is great. And my other goal how am I going to attach that? I don't think I am. I don't think I'm going to focus on the 1,000 stitch focus for the goal, because who knows? I mean, not for the goal, for the theme, because unless it actually fits, then I'm not going to try and this is a separate category. This is like, if I can get to it, that's great. If I can do the 1,000, that's great. Otherwise, it just doesn't get blacked out, and I try again for next week. And then the other thing that I'm keeping out is this, so that I can actually finish it, because I only really have that bottom stripe left. And let's see if I can do it. So just as a reminder, this is where we're at. This is on a 14 count piece of Loops and Threads Aida. I just have a little line down here left, and like 2 like thought bubbles, and do you see how there's, in this one, there's a little yellow, I don't know, she's singing or something, I don't know, so they're like off of thought bubble, I don't know what they are. Anyways, so they're supposed to be somewhere around here too. We'll see how that goes. And if I choose to, if you want to see, there are little stars that go all the way around this piece, like backstitch stars. Am I going to do those? I have no idea. I don't think so. They just look like little bugs to me. But if I do, I do. If I don't, then I'm just leaving them off. But yes, this by next week, this by Tuesday really, should have a finish, because I want it to. Because I want it to be finished. Anyways, yeah, so ta-da, that is it for me today. I think that was just over 30 minutes. You saw everybody, or at least you heard everybody. There's Skitters for your one last shot. Simon's gonna go see what that was from Charlotte, and everybody's gonna go check it out, and we will check in later. Thank you for watching, if you stuck around this long, if you got through all of the jargon of whatever I was talking about. It seemed very disheveled, very pieced together, but that's okay. Charlotte is now having the zoomies. Everybody else has gone to go check it out. And as for life is still just pretty much lifing. I have to work tonight, and then James has a x-ray tomorrow to see what his hands look like. There might be something called avascular necrosis in his hands as well as his hips. So we're gonna see if that's affecting his wrists, because he's really not able to lift anything super heavy up at all. So we'll see how that goes. So he's getting x-rays for his hands, wrists, forearms, and elbows, just to make sure that everything is as good as it can be, but I'm pretty sure it's not, but positive thinking. So then, what's next? So then, lawns on Wednesday, lawns on Thursday, and then I have a dentist appointment on Friday morning. It's just a cleaning, but still, no thank you. Try again. Anyway, and then trailer. So that's it for this week. Not any majorly big plans. Just your run-of-the-mill Julie and James. James is my husband, if you don't know. He has 2 illnesses, autoimmune illnesses that are scleroderma and eosinophilic fasciitis. And if you're hearing that, that is Simon and Charlotte battling it out right in front of me, behind the camera, to see who is the winner of whatever is going on now. So, anyways, he did something to piss her off. She did something to make him mad. I don't know. Simon doesn't get mad. It's usually just Charlotte. Oh, jeez. Anyways, as you're hearing all the zipping, and look, I have all the bags that I need. Excellent. Excellente. Okay, so that is it for me. I will check in with you next week, and hope you have a great rest of your week. Sparkle and shine, and I will see everybody next Monday. Bye, everybody.